been great. It's been wonderful.
Is that good, Danae?
Yes,
And you can't see the closet?
you're perfect.
Okay.
And you're all ready to start.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back from our holiday break. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. For those of you who are new joining the class, I am the mom half of Heart to Heart Yoga. Normally, my daughter is with me practicing on the mat, but she is still out training for a new job. So I will be doing cueing from the chair about the mat and, for the mat students, if we have any mat students joining us. And let's see, anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so. We're should be a full month for December. It'll be starting next month. Oh, I don't think we'll have class on the 26th, the day after Christmas, I believe. But Danae will keep us appraised of all of that. And this month we're still doing, our pose is camel. And our breathing exercise is breathing together with our hand on our heart. And our philosophy or intention is being grateful and having an open heart. And just want to say that Katie and I designed this class for beginners of all levels, whether you want to start in a chair or if you want to start on the mat. We're hoping that maybe you can progress to a more intermediate class that Renown offers throughout the week with other yoga teachers. And if you are practicing with us and you experience pain of any kind, or you become dizzy or lightheaded, we ask that you stop what you're doing. If you are practicing on the mat, we ask that you sit back into child's pose. That means going onto the heels like this, sitting back, or you can just roll over on your side, or you can lay on your back. If you're in the chair, just sit back comfortably. And when you're ready, resume your practice. Today, you may need 2 blocks or 2 books or anything that can bring the earth closer to you for some of our poses. Maybe a blanket or a towel to comfort the knees if you're practicing on the mat. If you're practicing in the chair, we ask that you use a chair that has no wheels and no armrests, that you practice on a non-skid surface. Also, you can place a mat underneath the chair if you wish. However, if you do that, be mindful that it's there if you choose to stand. You can practice with your shoes on or off. I practice without my shoes, but you can keep your shoes on. That's perfectly fine. Even if we do our 2 toes, I'm sure you can wiggle them inside your shoes. And what else? I think that's it. And we usually begin in a comfortable seat. Now, usually, for years, we've probably been hunched over our computers or our phones or watching TV or even driving. I find myself like hunched over, so I try to sit up nice and tall. So if you're like this, yoga asks that you sit with your pelvis pushed forward. That automatically starts to elongate your spine. Now, if you're practicing on the mat, you might need a little help with that. And that's where the blanket or the towel comes in handy. You place it underneath your sit bones and sit to the front edge of that towel or blanket. And your legs can be crisscross applesauce if you can do that, or they can be crossed and a little bit farther out from your body. They can be straight out from your body, or you could bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly. Make the choice that is comfortable for you on the mat and change that position if you need to. You don't have to wait for me to cue it. And if we've been sitting there for a while in comfortable seat and the hips become achy, rock back and forth. Takes a little pressure out and might help. Now, if you're practicing in the chair, comfortable seat would be sitting to the front edge of your chair, but make sure you have your stability and you're comfortable. And you can place a block behind your chair, behind your back, so that if you start to slouch and you bump into your block, it will remind you to sit up nice and tall. You could use a pillow too if you wanted. I believe that would work. And now our legs come straight out from the hip joints, and our knees aren't too close together or too far apart if you can. Feet are flat on the floor, and we stack our joints. We want to make sure the knees are over the ankles, shoulder over the hips, ear in line with the shoulder, and chin parallel to the floor. Same goes for mat students. We want the shoulder over the hip, the ear in line with the shoulder, and the chin parallel to the ground. Now you have choices here. You can either close your eyes or you can have a soft gaze looking down. If closing the eyes is not comfortable, makes you a little dizzy or lightheaded, then maybe try that soft gaze looking down. And before we get started, put any movement into our practice, we always start by grounding, by coming into the moment right here, right now. And a few ways that we do that is we bring our attention to the sit bones, the bones in your bottom that push into the mat or push into the chair. See if you can bring your attention there to those bones. Allow them to feel heavy. Chair students, allow your feet to feel heavy. Notice what it feels like for your feet, if you're barefoot, to touch the mat. If your feet are inside your shoes, in your socks, notice the texture of your socks. Just allow the attention to be on the sit bones and or the feet. Then we'll move our attention to the hips. Allow your hips to feel heavy, like they're melting into the mat, like they're melting off the chair. After all we consumed on this holiday, I'd like a little to melt off the chair. But anyway, let those hips feel heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. And we're going to come up the spine to the shoulders. Let's inhale the shoulders up to the ears, and then we'll exhale, pull them back and down. Relax the elbows next to the waist. Keep the integrity of your spine nice and tall. Reach out through the crown of the head. We're going to relax the jaw, so move the jaw back and forth. Noticing if you have tension there. See if you can relax the facial muscles. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. And let's turn the head side to side. Just noticing if you feel any tension or tightness in the neck. Just notice. Trying not to judge. Oh, darn, I have tension in my neck. I feel tight. Just notice it. Don't put a label on it if you can. And we'll come back to center. Just notice how you feel today. Let's take an inhale through our nose. Exhale out our mouth. Feel heavy. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Letting go. One last time, if it feels comfortable for you. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Let go, feel heavy. And we'll gently open the eyes. We're going to breathe together. Now, if breathing deeply is uncomfortable for you or makes you dizzy or lightheaded, just breathe normally and bring your attention to your breath. Maybe bring your attention to the gentle movement of your body as you breathe. We don't want you to be uncomfortable. All yoga is optional. So if it is not comfortable for you, then don't do it. Okay. So we're going to bring our left hand to our heart. We're going to bring our right hand right on top. And we're just going to breathe together. So we're going to inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. Exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. Exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. Again, inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. One last time, inflate that low belly, deep and full, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate that low belly completely, bring the ribs in, and the chest lowers. Remove your hands to your knees and just notice what you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little calmer, less stressed. You might even feel what we call a little lighter. You may or may not. There is no right or wrong or good or bad to yoga, just what is and what you're feeling. And we're going to open our eyes. If they're closed, we're going to work on our eyes today. We're going to do the clock. So the body and the head stay stationary. The only thing that moves is our eyes. And we're going to look up. Then we're going to look down. Look up. Look down. Look up. Look down. Look center and flutter the eyelids. Now we're going to look down. Look up. Look down. Look up. Look down. Look up. Look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we're going to look side to side. We're going to look to the right and look to the left. Look to the right. Look left. Look to the right and look to the left. Look center, flutter the eyelids. We're going to look to the left now and look to the right. Look to the left and look to the right. Look to the left. Look to the right. Look center. Flutter those eyelids. Now your eyes may be starting to water. That's perfectly normal. Now we're going to look up at 1. Look down at 7. Look up at 1. Look down at 7. Look up at 1. Look down at 7. Look center. Flutter the eyelids. Now we'll look down at 7, look up at 1, look down at 7, look up at 1, Look down at 7, look up at 1, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we'll look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look center and flutter the eyelids. Now we'll look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we're going to look up, look to the right, look down, look left, look up, look left again, look down, look right, look up, look forward, and flutter those eyelids. If you have glasses on, you might want to remove them if you want to do the next movement we're going to do, because we're going to bring our palms together. And if it feels comfortable, start to rub them if you can. You're going to create some friction. Friction creates heat. And if you'd like, you can open your eyes really wide and then cover your hands with your eyes. It feels very nice, the heat penetrating our eyeballs. You can do this if you've been on the computer a long time, on your phone, anytime your eyes feel tired, maybe outside in the sun too much. And if it feels like you want to come out of this, do that, or you can stay here a little longer. It feels yummy. And we'll remove our hands. We're going to move on to our fingers. So we're going to bring the right arm out and hand is going to face forward. Your fingers point toward the ceiling, and we're going to pull back each finger with the left hand. So we'll start with pinky, just gently pulling back. Release, move over to ring finger, and release. We'll go to tall man, and release. Over to pointer, and release. Thumb, and release. Do thumb again, and release. Pointer, and release. Tall man, and release. Ring finger, and release. And pinky, and release. Now turn your fingers so they're pointing down and gently start to pull back on your palm. Maybe you feel the stretch all the way up your arm. Just notice what you're feeling. And we're going to let go our left hand and start to do some wrist circles. Start in any direction you'd like. Popping and cracking is normal. Switch directions. And you can release your right hand down. We'll move on to our left side. So bring the left arm out. Left hand faces forward. We're going to gently pull back each finger, starting with pinky. So pull back pinky. Release. Ring finger. And release. Tall man. And release. Pointer. And release. Thumb. And release. Do thumb again. And release. Pointer. And release. Tall man. And release. Ring finger. And release. And pinky. And release. Turn your fingers so they're pointing down. Gently pull back on your palm with your other hand. Notice the difference in one arm or the other. Maybe you feel a stretch up your arm. We're going to come out of this doing wrist circles. Start in any direction you'd like. Notice the difference in one wrist and the other. More popping and cracking in one. Switch directions. And we'll come back to center. We're going to move, if you're on the chair, we're going to move a little bit to the left. We're going to bring the top of our hand onto the chair outside of our hip. Mat students do the same thing outside of your right hip. We're trying to straighten the arm, but only if it feels comfortable, no forcing. And you can start to bring the fingers in one at a time if you'd like. I won't cue it. You just start moving your fingers. You don't have to do it. Yogi's choice. Just notice what it feels like. Feels different. And stretching them in the opposite direction. And now we're going to come out of this one. And I prefer to do figure eights. You can do circles if you'd like, whichever works best for you. We're going to come out. I like figure eights. Move slowly and gently. Lots of little bones in the wrists. Okay, we'll come back to center and we're going to move off to the right a little bit if you're practicing on the chair. So you can fit your hand there. The top of the hand goes outside your hip. Same if you're practicing on the mat. See if you can straighten the arm. This arm I can straighten. My left arm, which I'm calling it my right, does not straighten. The wonder of the body. And you can start to bring your fingers in one at a time if you'd like. Notice how it feels different than when we were pulling them in the opposite direction. And we're going to come out of this slowly and gently. I'm going to do figure eights. You can do that or you can do circles. Do what your wrist says it wants. Mine's popping and cracking. Okay, we're going to come back to center, scoot back to the center of your chair. And we're going to start working on our neck. So we're going to do circles, but now if raising the chin up hurts the vertebrae in the back of your neck or is not comfortable, then don't do that. If you become dizzy or lightheaded, then maybe just look side to side and just concentrate on what that feels like moving side to side. And if you can, the rest of us will do circles starting in any direction. When you lift the chin is when we inhale. Exhale is when the chin comes down. Popping and cracking is normal. And if you have a spot you'd like to stay and stretch out, do that. Inhaling is up, exhaling is down. Do just one more round if that feels comfortable. We'll all meet in center, taking notice of what we feel in our neck. We're going to go in the opposite direction, whatever that is for you. Inhaling when the chin goes up. Exhaling when the chin goes down. Once again, if you'd like to stay and stretch out any spot that needs a little more love or attention, do that. Always being mindful of those vertebrae in the back of our neck. We don't want to crunch them. One more time around. And we'll all meet in center. Taking notice of how we feel in our neck. We're going to move on to shoulders. We're going to do some shoulder shrugs, starting with the right shoulder. So we're just going to inhale that right shoulder up to the right ear. And exhale, let it come down. Let's do the left side. Inhale that left shoulder up. Exhale, we let it fall. We'll do the right side again. Inhale the right shoulder up to the ear. And exhale, we sigh and let it fall. Left side, inhale that shoulder up to the ear. Exhale, sigh, let it drop. One more time. one side and then the other. Inhale, right shoulder to right ear. Exhale, we sigh. Let it drop. Left side, inhale the left shoulder up to the left ear. And exhale, sigh. Let it drop. Now we're going to do both shoulders. So inhale both shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let it go. Sigh. Inhale, shoulders come up to the ears. Exhale, sigh, let them go. Letting go, maybe more tension. One last time. Inhale those shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, we sigh and release the shoulders. Let them fall. We're going to move on to some rolls, but we're just going to roll the shoulder joint. Okay, one and then the other. So we're going to just bring that right shoulder forward. And inhale, bring it back to center. And exhale, we're going to roll it forward, just the joint. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll that joint forward. Inhale, come back to center. One last time, exhale, roll that joint forward. Come back to center. Let's move over to the left side. So we're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, just roll that left shoulder joint forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, roll it forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, roll it forward. Inhale, come back to center. One last time, exhale, roll it forward. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sigh. We're going to bring around our hands around to our back with our fingers pointed down like that. Rotate the shoulders open and back. And we're just going to inhale, look up, possibly be mindful of those vertebrae in the back of the neck. And then exhale, round the shoulders forward. Maybe we look down. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, release your arms. We're going to widen our stance, only if you're in the chair. Math students, you're still crisscross or however your legs were comfortable. Because now we're really going to roll one shoulder down to the knee and back and forth. So we're going to take an inhale. Exhale, roll that right shoulder toward your left knee. Inhale, we come back up. Exhale, it's the left shoulder rolls toward the right knee. Start to feel this in the side body and your back. Inhale, come back to center. Right shoulder rolls toward that left knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder towards right knee. Inhale, come back to center. We'll do it one more time. Exhale, roll that right shoulder toward the left knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee. Inhale, come back up. We're going to bring those hands behind our back again, fingers pointing down. If you want to bring the knees together, you can, or you can leave them apart. Rotate those shoulders open and back. Inhale, we look up. Be mindful of the neck. And exhale, we round the shoulders. Look down. Inhale, bring the head up to center. Exhale, release the arms, roll out the shoulders, shake the wrists if you need to. Let the arms hang, let the blood get back down to those fingers. And we're going to do torso rolls or hip circles. Any size circle will do. Your hips and low back will probably make that decision for you. So we're all going to lean to the right. Inhale as you lean forward, lean to the left, exhale as you lean back. You can hold on to the chair if that's more sturdy for you. Lean to the right, inhale as you lean forward, lean to the left, exhale as you lean back. Do 3 more circles on your own. Noticing what you feel as you move. Inhaling when the body goes forward. Exhaling when the body moves back. One last time around for all of us. When you've completed your third one, we'll meet in center. Notice what you're feeling in your hips. Are they more awake? Do you feel energy moving around? Just notice, if anything. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to lean to the left. Inhale as we lean forward. Lean to the right. Exhale as we lean back. Lean to the left. Inhale as we lean forward. Lean to the right. Exhale as we lean back. Do 3 more on your own in this direction, noticing what you feel. Does it feel the same in the hips as when you went the other direction, or is it different? Just notice. Be curious about what you're feeling, any sensations. And when you've completed your third circle, we'll all meet in center. Once again, taking notice of what you're feeling in your hips. Even more energy, more awake. Just notice. And we're going to do a little twist. We're going to bring the left hand outside that right knee. Bring that right hand behind you onto the chair or the mat. We do this because it creates a little kickstand, which helps the spine stay nice and tall and long. We're all looking forward. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, it's a gentle twist to the right. You can stay right here. It's the first morning twist. If you'd like a little more and your practice allows for it, you can take another inhale. And as you exhale, maybe you can allow the body to relax and release a little more, maybe even turning and looking out over that right shoulder behind you. We allow twists, we don't force them. Take one breath deep and full into the low belly right here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the twist. Take a moment for your spine to get back to neutral. So we're going to do it on the other side. We're going to bring the right hand outside the left knee. Left arm goes behind the back for that little kickstand. We're all looking forward. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, it's a gentle twist to the left this time. Stay right here. It's a perfectly nice twist. If you'd like a little more and your practice allows for it, you can take another inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can allow yourself to relax and release a little more, maybe even turning and looking out over the left shoulder. Take one breath deep and full into the low belly. Twists are good for relieving tension, digestion, and elimination. Everyone, we're going to look forward with our inhale. Exhale, release the twist. Take a moment for your spine to get back to neutral. And we're going to do a little moving twist now. We're just going to take an inhale. And exhale, look to the right. Just twist slightly. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist and look to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, we'll twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. We are going to do cow and cat now. But before we do that, we have to tell the mat students to come into tabletop. That means hands and knees. If you're new to us, we need to align you on the mat. Your hands should be shoulder distance apart and your fingers spread wide. Your shoulders are directly over the wrists. Now, if you have sensitive wrists, you can use fists for wrists, or you can move your hands a little bit farther out in front of you on the mat. Otherwise, the wrists are under the shoulders. Hips are directly over the knees. And when you look between your legs, your feet are directly behind the knees, not too close together or splayed out. Now we'll be moving on to a movement called cow and cat. I am going to cue for the mat students, and for chair students, elbows are at your side. And when I say inhale, you start to pull the elbows back. I'll say rotate your shoulders open and back. You rotate them open and back. Now you can stay looking forward. If it's comfortable, maybe you start to look up. I'll say exhale. You start to round your spine, round your shoulders. You can reach for the knees with your hands, straighten your arms if you like, and bring your chin to your chest. So we're going to do this all together, and we're going to see how it goes. Just a couple of them. We do these movements to keep the fluidity in the spine. You don't become frozen. So we're going to start. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate the shoulders open and back. We look forward or up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat or the knees with your hands, and chin comes toward the chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate the shoulders open and back. We look forward or up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat, the knees with your hands, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate the shoulders open and back. We look forward or up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat, the hands with the knees, chin to chest. Stay right here. Maybe everyone is feeling a nice stretch between those shoulder blades. If you're practicing on the mat, push firmly into the mat so that your shoulder blades are not sinking. And we're all going to come up to a straight spine. So mat students, walk those hands toward your knees and come up to kneeling. And if the knees need a little comfort, you can place the blanket or towel underneath those knees. You could have done that for cow and cat also. Because we're going into kneeling camel, but for chair students, obviously, we'll be sitting in our chair. And for mat students, you want to really push into the mat with your knees, push forward with your thighs and your hips. Everyone, we lift up through the spine and we curve in the thoracic part of our spine, okay? So we're going to take our right hand and place it on our low back like we're sticking our hand in our back pocket. And everyone, we're going to inhale, our right arm goes out and up, pushing into the mat and forward. And then as you exhale, bend at the thoracic part of the spine. Maybe you look forward or up. Maybe even back. Wherever you are, gently start to look forward. We're going to bring that right hand down and place it in our back pocket, comforting our low back. Release the left hand. Mat students, if you want, you could place blocks by your ankles, by your feet, and you can reach back for that block or even reach for your heels if you'd like. We're going to move on to the left side now. Rotate that right shoulder open. We're going to inhale, left arm goes out and up, pushing into the mat and forward with those thighs. And as you exhale, bend at the thoracic part of your spine. Maybe you look up. Mat students, you can reach for the blocks or your heels. And wherever you are, we're going to start to look forward. Release that arm, and place the left hand in your back pocket. So now we have both hands supporting the low back. Rotate those shoulders open. We're going to inhale, lift up through the spine. As we exhale, we curve in that thoracic part of the spine. Maybe we look up. Wherever you are, we're going to look forward. Everyone bring their hands to the front of their hips. We're going to start to slowly round, sliding the hands down the legs till we get a nice curve in the spine. And then we're going to inhale, come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And slowly bring those hands down the thighs again, rounding the spine. This is a counter pose for the back bend we just did. And we're going to come back up. Yeah, come back to center. Notice what you're feeling. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations, bending the spine in the opposite direction. You can use blocks if you'd like. So, mat students, you're in table. Go into tabletop, hands and knees, curl your toes, lift your hips, walk your feet up to meet your hands, bend your knees enough, and then tuck your chin to your chest and come up one vertebrae at a time, up to standing. Everyone is in mountain, seated mountain or standing mountain. And we're going to inhale, our arms go out and up. Our palms come together above our head. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips. We're forward folding, leading with our heart. Hands can find the blocks or the mat. We're going to inhale, come up to a half lift. That means your head stays in line with your neck and your spine. Exhale, we fold it back in. Chair students, if you like, you can bring your hands onto your thighs. We're going to inhale, come up. Maybe you push up. And exhale. And we're going to do that again. Inhale, arms go out and up. Our palms come together above our head. Exhale, hinge at the hips. We're folding forward, leading with our heart. Hands find the blocks or the mat. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, come up to that half lift. Exhale, fold it back in. Chair students, you can bring your hands to your thighs, tuck your chin to your chest. Let's all come up one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. If you're dizzy or lightheaded, pump your fists. Come to your seated mountain or your standing mountain. We're going to do that camel pose one more time. Only mat students will be standing. So this time, mat students, you'll be pushing into the mat with all four sides of your feet, pushing forward with the thighs and the hips, lifting up through the spine, curving in the thoracic. A little bit of lumbar. So once again, we're all going to stick our left hand in our back pocket, rotate our left shoulder open and back. Right arm hangs. We're going to inhale, lift that right arm. And as we exhale, start that tiny back bend, the thoracic part of the spine. Maybe you look up. Wherever you are, start to look forward. And we're going to bring that right arm down. Place the right hand in your back pocket. Rotate your right shoulder open and back. Let the left arm hang. Push into the mat with all four sides of your feet. Mat students. And we're going to inhale. The left arm goes out and up, lifting up through our spine. As we exhale, we start to bend, mostly in the thoracic part of the spine, little lumbar. Maybe you look up. Wherever you are, start to gently look forward. Bring that left hand down, place it in the back pocket. Now both hands are supporting the low back again. Make sure those shoulders are rotated open and back. And we're going to inhale, lift that heart and chest. As we exhale, we start to gently back bend. Maybe we look up. Notice what you're feeling. Gently start to look forward. Move the hands to the front of the hips. And we're going to slowly bring our hands down our legs into a forward fold. Moving slowly and gently. It's a counter pose to the back bend we just did. We curve the spine in one direction. Now we bend it in an opposite direction. Bring your hands onto your thighs, tuck your chin to your chest, and come up one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Head and shoulders come up last. Find your mountain pose, seated or standing. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Let them slide down the legs, rounding the spine. Slow, slow, slow. Forward fold. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest, come up one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly. Notice what you're feeling. Come up to your mountain pose, standing or seated. Now we're going to stand for our balance. If you wish to do a balance with us, it's going to be tree, a little modified tree. So you can hold on to your chair, finger touch, or just have it there as your buddy, whatever you'd like to do. We're going to put all the weight into the left foot. We're going to find one spot to concentrate on. Down is usually better for seniors than forward, but you do you, what works for you. We're going to come up onto the ball of the right foot. And we're going to turn the right knee open. We're going to place our right foot on top of our left. Hands can come to the heart or stay holding onto the chair. Reach up nice and tall. We're going to stay in this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge is to now close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release the hands and the leg, soften the knee. We're going to do that again, a little different, moving the foot. So we're going to put all our weight into our left foot. We're going to find that spot we're going to concentrate on. We're going to come up onto the ball of the right foot, turn the right knee open. This time the right heel leans against the left ankle. Lifting up through the spine. Stability in that left foot. Bring the hands to the heart or hold on to the chair, whatever works for you. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge is to close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release that right leg, soften the left knee, roll out the ankle if you need to. We're going to switch to the other side. This time, all the weight goes into the right foot. Find your spot you're going to concentrate on. Come up onto the ball of the left, open the left knee. Place your left heel on top of your right foot. Stand up nice and tall, hold on to the chair. Half and half maybe. or hands in front of the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge to close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release the legs, soften your knee, and we'll do that on our ankle now. Put all the weight into the right foot. Find your spot you're going to concentrate on. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Open the left knee. Place the left heel against the right ankle. And hands come to the heart. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge to close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release the knee, soften this knee, roll out the ankle if you need to. And chair students will be sitting back down. Mat students, find your mountain pose. And inhale, the arms go out and up. Your palms come together above your head. Exhale, hinge to the hips. Bend your knees enough so that you can come down onto your mat and roll to one side or the other, sitting on your bottom with your legs out in front. And actually, mat students roll over into tabletop. We work the shoulders a lot, so let's stretch them out. So mat students, you're in tabletop. Chair students, we're just like this. And everyone is going to inhale their right arm out and up. And as we exhale, we're going to thread it through behind the left arm. This is called threading the needle. Now, if you're practicing on the mat, you can straighten your left arm, sorry. Or you could bring that arm around behind your back, reaching for the hip crease. This way, you're stretching the back of the right shoulder and the front of the left. Chair students, you could do that too, if you want. Wherever your hand is, your left hand, bring it back onto the mat, onto your knee, and we're going to inhale. Right arm goes out and up again. And exhale, we bring it back down. A little shoulder stretch for all the camel and shoulder work we did. So inhale, the left arm goes out and up. And as we exhale, we thread it behind the right, coming on down to the right elbow or onto the right shoulder if you're on the mat. Now, if you're practicing on the mat, you can straighten your arm, or you can bring that right hand arm around, place the right hand in the hip crease. Chair students could do this too, stretching out the back of the left shoulder and opening up the right. A lot of shoulder work today, so this is a nice way to cool down end class. Wherever that right hand is, bring it back onto the knee or in front of the face. And we're going to inhale, that left arm goes out and up. And exhale, we bring it back down. Now, mat students can sit back into child's pose, roll over to the side, find your way to comfortable seat. Yeah, with your legs bent and your feet out in front of you. And just lower back on down to your mat. We'll just do a couple of core things for core, and then we'll twist and class will be over. So mat students, go all the way on to your back, keeping the knees bent. And chair students, well, everyone, we're going to bring our hands behind our back. We're going to keep our elbows parallel to the wall behind us, or the mat. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always go here. What we're looking for is engaging the abs. So we're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat and lift the right knee. Engage your abs. Bring everything back. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, lift that left knee. Head and shoulders come off the mat and engage the abs. Lower down. Take an inhale. And head and shoulders and right leg come off the mat. Right foot. And chair students, you just lift your right foot and engage those abs. Everything back to the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders come off the mat and the left foot. Engage your abs, everyone. Lower back down. We'll do it just one more time. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, head and shoulders and right foot come off the mat. Engage your abs. Everything comes back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, head and shoulders and left foot come off the mat. Engage your abs. Lower everything back down to the mat. Mat students, bring your knees into your chest. Make circles, massaging your low belly and back. Go in both directions. Chair students, couple of torso rolls. Going in both directions. And everyone will meet at center. Everyone, walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat. Even mat students, keeping the knees bent. Little moving meditation for our cool down and our twist. So everyone, take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to roll on the edges of your feet and let your knees fall to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rolling on the edges of your feet, knees fall to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of your feet, knees fall to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet, knees fall to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet, let the knees fall to the right. Stay right here, maybe turn and look out over the left shoulder. Take one breath here, deep and full into the low belly. Noticing what it feels like to breathe, even though you're twisted. Bring your face back to center. Inhale, the knees come up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet. Let the knees fall to the left. Maybe we turn and look out over the right shoulder. Take a breath here, deep and full into the low belly. And we're going to look forward. Inhale, those knees up to center. Exhale, bring them in for a squeeze. And massage the low belly and back. Chair students, just do a couple more torso rolls, going in both directions. And come back to center. We opened our heart. We opened the chest. We're grateful. We're going to set up for our last pose of class. If you're practicing on the mat, you can keep those feet out where they are. Let the knees knock together. Takes out the pressure in the low back. If you choose to have your legs long and feet flop out, you can comfort the knees by placing a blanket underneath them. Arms are long down the sides of the body. Head is heavy into the mat, just like when we started class. And chair students, you just can sit back comfortably. Get your little airline pillow, or you can roll a towel, put it around your neck, hold on to it. Whatever works for you. We're going to let our bodies breathe as they naturally like to breathe. No more doing, no more trying. We'll just take a few minutes for a little bit of quiet and stillness for our Shavasana. Welcome to the quiet. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. Bring a deeper breath back into your body. Keeping the eyes closed, bring a little movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe the wrists and the ankles. Come back to stillness. Move the head side to side, like we did in the beginning of class. Noticing whether you've collected tension or released tension. Come back to center, hands together in front of the heart if you wish. Yogi's choice. I'd just like to say today how grateful I am for all of you to join me in this practice. I'm very grateful for all of you and very thankful for this opportunity to share yoga with all of you. My invitation and wish for you today is that you remember your breath as you go about this beginning of the holiday season, and see if you can allow your breath to guide you to peace always. Excuse me. From my heart to yours, namaste. Excuse me. Class is over. Move slowly and gently. Notice if you feel different. If it's more peaceful, take it with